Sam Blakeman's recent behavior has raised serious concerns in Coronation Street, as the normally calm and academically gifted teenager begins to unravel under the weight of Megan Walsh's calculated manipulation. Once admired for his intelligence and maturity, Sam now appears overwhelmed, anxious, and increasingly reckless as he struggles to make sense of a situation that is spiraling beyond his control. Over the past few episodes, viewers have watched Sam take worrying steps that signal just how deeply Megan's influence has affected him. What started as subtle psychological pressure has developed into a far more destructive pattern, leaving Sam doubting his own abilities and questioning his sense of reality. Megan's actions are far from accidental. They form part of a deliberate attempt to weaken Sam before he can reveal the truth she is desperate to keep hidden. Sam is the only person who has begun to understand the real danger Megan poses, having realized that she has been grooming Will Driscoll. That awareness has made him a threat, and Megan has responded by placing him firmly in her sights. Her strategy is simple but devastating. Discredit Sam, isolate him, and ensure no one takes him seriously. In a recent episode, Megan once again demonstrated how easily she can twist a situation to her advantage. When her boyfriend Daniel Osborne noticed her speaking privately with Will, the moment threatened to expose cracks in her carefully constructed facade. Matters were made worse when it emerged that Will had bought a rugby shirt intended for Megan's unborn baby, an intimate gesture that raised immediate questions. Thinking quickly, Megan concealed the shirt in her bag before Daniel could get a proper look. The move was small but revealing, showing just how alert Megan is to potential danger and how instinctively she lies when challenged. The tension followed the couple to the cafe, where Daniel pressed Megan for clarity. She brushed off his concerns with ease, dismissing the interaction as meaningless teenage chatter and insisting there was nothing inappropriate about it. At first, her explanation seemed to satisfy Daniel, but Megan's attention soon shifted elsewhere. Spotting Sam watching from across the room, Megan sensed an opportunity. Rather than risk further questions about Will, she redirected Daniel's focus by subtly casting Sam in a negative light. She suggested that Sam had been behaving oddly towards her and hinted that his attitude bordered on hostility. Megan claimed that Sam couldn't stand her, planting the idea that any tension between them stemmed from Sam's issues rather than her own actions. She went on to say that she had tried to support him academically, offering help with his schoolwork when he was struggling. According to Megan, Sam had rejected her assistance outright. What Daniel does not realize, however, is that Megan herself engineered Sam's academic difficulties. Viewers know that she secretly stole one of Sam's essays from Daniel's marking pile, deliberately sabotaging his grades and damaging his reputation as a dependable, high-achieving student. As Sam's results slipped, so did his confidence. The pressure fed directly into Megan's narrative that he was losing control, making it easier for her to undermine him further without raising suspicion. Daniel, clearly uncomfortable with the situation, suggested that he could speak to Sam directly in an attempt to clear the air. Megan immediately shut down the idea, insisting that she could manage things herself. Her determination to keep Daniel away from Sam only served to highlight how much she has to hide. When Sam later approached their table to greet them, there was nothing confrontational or unusual about the exchange. He was polite, reserved, and respectful, leaving Daniel confused about Megan's claims. However, Megan was quick to dismiss Sam's civility, accusing him of putting on an act and describing his behavior as fake. Away from the cafe, Sam's internal struggle became even more apparent. In scenes set at the bistro, he appeared tense and distracted as a fellow pupil discreetly handed him a supply of Ritalin tablets. Clearly aware of the risks, Sam checked carefully to ensure his father Nick was not watching before swallowing one in secret. The moment marked a disturbing escalation. Sam, once guided by logic and routine, is now turning to dangerous coping mechanisms in an attempt to maintain control. It is a stark illustration of how far Megan's manipulation has pushed him and how isolated he has become. Behind the scenes, the show's producer has warned that the storyline will take an even darker turn. She explained that Sam begins to sense that something is deeply wrong, but his growing awareness only places him in greater danger. As Megan becomes more desperate to protect herself, she is prepared to go to extreme lengths to silence him. According to the producer, the impact on Sam's mental health will be severe, highlighting the devastating effects of psychological manipulation on vulnerable young people. The storyline has been developed in close partnership with Barnardo's, ensuring it reflects real-life experiences and offers viewers a realistic portrayal of grooming and coercive control. Support and guidance are available through the charity, alongside additional resources from Frank and Action on Addiction. Will Driscoll's past catches up with him as police close in. Elsewhere in Weatherfield, another major storyline reaches a turning point as the truth about Daniel Osborne's Christmas Day attack finally begins to surface. After months of unanswered questions, Will Driscoll's actions come back to haunt him, with the police stepping in at last. The breakthrough comes after Daniel agrees to take part in a restorative justice program, meeting the homeless man who had previously been jailed for the assault. The session is intended to offer closure, but instead it exposes a grave miscarriage of justice. During their conversation, Daniel quickly realizes that something does not add up. The man struggles with mobility issues that directly contradict Daniel's memory of his attacker fleeing the scene. The more they talk, the clearer it becomes that the wrong person was punished. Under mounting pressure, the man admits the truth. Desperate for warmth, safety, and a roof over his head, he falsely confessed to the crime, believing prison would offer him shelter. The revelation leaves Daniel horrified, knowing that the real attacker has been free all this time. Later, a chance moment at the Rovers proves crucial. Daniel overhears Eva Price reprimanding Will for his explosive temper following another argument within the Driscoll family. The exchange triggers a memory, reminding Daniel of Will's hostility towards him on Christmas Day. Suddenly, everything falls into place. Daniel recalls a detail that places Will near the scene of the attack, and his suspicions quickly harden into certainty. When Daniel confronts Will in the pub's back room, Will denies any involvement. His protestations do little to convince Daniel, and the situation escalates rapidly when Kit Green arrives to arrest Will on suspicion of assault. The arrest raises uncomfortable questions about Maggie's role in the cover-up. Viewers already know that Maggie confronted Will about his actions weeks earlier, but she was also hiding a secret of her own. In an attempt to protect her son, she planted Daniel's belongings on the homeless man, ensuring an innocent person took the blame. Daniel had been left unconscious in a ginnel overnight following the attack and was only discovered the next morning. The knowledge that his ordeal was deliberately concealed adds another layer of betrayal, deepening the emotional fallout. Will's violent outburst is now understood to be part of the wider grooming storyline. Driven by jealousy over Daniel's relationship with Megan, he lashed out in a moment of rage. With Will now under arrest, speculation is growing that Megan's own web of lies may soon begin to unravel as well. Flash-forward spoilers tease death after wedding celebrations. In addition to the ongoing drama, new spoiler videos have revealed a major upcoming storyline that promises to shock viewers. A dramatic flash-forward confirms that a death occurs shortly after Carla Connor and Lisa Swain's wedding, casting a dark shadow over what should have been a joyful occasion. Producers have teased a landmark episode airing on the Monday, 16th of February, which jumps ahead to April. The footage shows Lisa's daughter Betsy at a police station, visibly shaken as she recounts finding a body earlier that evening. Although the wedding itself appears to have gone perfectly, the aftermath quickly descends into horror. Betsy explains that she and a friend returned home after forgetting their identification, only to stumble upon something deeply disturbing. The identity of the victim and the circumstances surrounding the death remain a closely guarded secret, leaving viewers guessing who will be killed and why. Elsewhere, tensions flare when Ronnie Bailey confronts Carl Webster after uncovering his questionable plans involving the Chariot Square Hotel. Ronnie reveals that he has already intervened, warning off Carl's associate and threatening to persuade Debbie to sever ties with her son. Carl responds angrily, insisting that family loyalty will always work in his favor. The confrontation sets the stage for further conflict, with power struggles and betrayals looming. Back at the salon flat, Sam Blakeman makes an unexpected visit to Megan Walsh. Claiming he needs a quiet space to study while Leanne is away, Sam gains access to Megan's private world. Megan uses the moment to unsettle him further, reminding him of coursework he supposedly failed to submit. Once Megan leaves the flat, Sam takes a bold and risky step. Determined to protect himself and expose the truth, he installs a hidden camera in the hope of gathering proof of Megan's grooming of Will. The move signals that Sam is no longer willing to stay silent, even if it puts him in danger. Coronation Street continues to explore complex themes of manipulation, justice, and emotional trauma. The soap airs weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.